Year 11, I'm Sam. I've been studying A-Level RE during my time in St. Tylo's sixth form, and I will be explaining to you why religious studies is a great option for A-Level today. Is A-Level religious studies? It's a level 3 qualification for the WJC, of course. You're going to get a full A-Level out of it by the end of the 2 years. And in St. Tylo's, we study 3 main themes: philosophy, ethics, and Buddhism. Other schools might do a different religion. We've chosen Buddhism, which I do believe to be one of the best options, which I'll explain later. Philosophy is essentially how we think, asking why to basically everything. Ethics, how to be a good or bad person and what makes things good or bad. Morality, things like that. Buddhism's the study of the religion, and it's a significantly more loaded question than learning, Christianity or Islam, as you probably would have done for the majority of your school career. At the end of the course, you'll be graded from A to E, similar to most qualifications that you've probably already done. History, GCSE RE, etc. So, why would you choose A-Level RE? Extremely different to GCSE as you've been doing before. A-Level RE, primarily philosophy and ethics, was going to look at what makes human decisions and the morality right or wrong, not necessarily from a religious perspective, but from just the perspective of lots of different people. There'll be atheism, you can have very religious perspectives, or you can just look at this perspective that come from everyone, which makes it a very broad subject, which is a very helpful subject for a lot of different areas. So philosophy teaches you how to be a very good thinker, and being a very good thinker is going to be very important for a lot of different avenues in life. And looking at ethics is going to be very important for a lot of jobs. Be, for example, it says in the law, politics, business. Being able to know what's right, what's wrong, is a very important aspect for basically everywhere in the world. And if you are interested in Buddhism at all, we're going to be studying that for 2 years, which is a great subject because it's completely different to anything you would have done. And one of the main talking points is whether it counts as a religion. And if you're not that much of a fan of GCSE RE because of how religious it can be, Buddhism takes a completely different angle, and I can assure you have never heard of anything like it in the studies you would have already done, which does make it a significantly more interesting subject than what you might first entail. Of course, being one of the humanities, A-Level RE is very highly regarded from a lot of universities, because obviously it develops a lot of skills: thinking, research, analysis, evaluation, develop written communication skills, and it teaches you to be a very well-rounded person whilst looking at different things. All we've been waiting for the exams. So in the first year of RE, you're going to do 2 exams. Philosophy and ethics are grouped together, and then you're going to do one on Buddhism. And in the second year, ethics and philosophy are 2 separate exams, and then you've got a study of religion, which is again Buddhism. In these exams, all they contain are essays. So the whole subject is assessing you on your written communication skills. Obviously, of course, your knowledge of the subject as well. So if you can get an idea and really go into detail on that idea, this is what the exam's essentially made for. And that's going to be the same for all of them. They only contain essays. There's no smaller questions or anything. So less questions for more detail, which makes them, to some extent, a bit easier for some people. So maybe. But yeah, it only contains essay writing. So written communication skills are going to be very important. And that's about it for the exams. So the entry requirements for A-level religious studies are a B grade in religious studies, of course, but also a B grade in English literature or English language, simply because there's a lot of writing in RE. It's just complete essay writing, which might be quite different from GCSE, so it is quite the jump. So as long as you can, focus on the writing, get that written communication skill through in your writing, then you'll be completely fine. And also the writing in A level has got to be a lot more comprehensive and detailed. So the B grade in English literature or language is quite vital to this. So if you are thinking of going on to university after A levels, essentially every single university is going to offer a range of religious studies, philosophy, ethics courses. And religious studies is going to go very well with, as it says on the PowerPoint here, history, politics, sociology, etc. Very important in history because, as we all know, religion's probably the most important factor in the development of human history. Politics because ethics, sociology, psychology is very much ingrained into our head, asking why. So they go very well together with other social sciences and other humanities. So if you are thinking of doing any of those at A level as well, they're going to fit in very good at A level as well as at higher education later on. For careers, maybe after A level or after university, religious studies essentially fits in everywhere because, as I said earlier, it teaches you how to just be a good, mature thinker. So obviously, it says on the PowerPoint, business, law, politics, medicine. In the military is a good example because obviously ethics is a very important part of the military or the emergency services, policing. Ethics is a very important part of everything, and of course, understanding the philosophy of how people think and how people act is going to be very important in essentially any sort of job, even as a HR rep in essentially anywhere. Being able to understand people is going to be a very important part of a lot of employment. Like I said in the previous slide, it works well with a lot of other subjects and a lot of places of work. It also gives you a lot of transferable skills, research, analysis, written communication, very much ingrained into religious studies itself. There's a list of different subjects that people do along religious studies. They fit really well, and there's quite a large variety of them. History, English literature, they're quite similar. Then you've got psychology, geography. It's very wide, it's very broad, it's very useful in this matter. Advice that the staff has given us, the religious studies is more than just studying religion. As I've previously mentioned, it's about looking at our societies and how we decide what is right and wrong. So you must be prepared to discuss, argue, and critique theories and be able to be critiqued yourself, which goes on to my piece of advice, which is keeping an open mind is very vital. Because I'm sure that at some point in the course, someone's going to say something you disagree with, and you're going to have to be able to critique that, get critiqued, and just keep keep an open mind about everything. It's all well and good knowing what you believe and sticking to it, but if you are able to have a conversation about something that you completely disagree with and still be happy by the end of the conversation, feel like you've had a good discussion, and that's essentially the end goal: to be critiqued and to critique back, to argue and come up with your own theories and develop what you already believe to make sure that you are essentially on the right path. It says on the slide further, information about the course can be found at this link here, so you can go to there to find out if you've got any more questions. If you've got any more questions, you can come find me. I'm always wandering around the sixth form area. I've been Sam. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you soon.